What's up, guys? Welcome back to St. Mojo Homestead. We are back home, which is great. If you're new with us, I'm Jeremy. This is my lovely wife, Cassandra, and we're so glad that you're here.
Yeah.
If you're returning, welcome back. We are glad that you are here as well. Today, we wanted to talk about something that often gets overlooked in homesteading, especially when people are looking at getting it set up. And that is what I'm going to call the forgotten infrastructure. Also, moving our turkeys, which I'm really excited about. They're getting their own little place.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing that while we talk about forgotten infrastructure.
So before we get into the content of this week's video, we did want to share with you that we have some exciting news about an upcoming event and a discount code. So be sure to watch all the way to the end of the video for that. One thing we quickly found was super important was having a couple people that you trust that can care for your farm and your animals when you go away. We just went on vacation, so that was something we knew we needed to have. If we wanted to go on vacation and leave the homestead, we would have to have people we trusted our animals with and our farm with so that we could do that. This is also important in case of a family emergency or anything where you might have to get out of town. We do suggest you have at least 2 people that you can call to take care of your homestead or your farm while you're gone.
So what Cass was talking about, obviously, are farm sitters. So there are 2 different ways to go about that. And one of them would be just looking for someone who advertises, who does it professionally, who does it as a job, and paying them. The other way is asking around and finding someone who just kind of does it on the side or whatever. In this case, we were able to find some friends of ours, their son does it. It's actually Dom over at Faith Family Homestead. Her son, Aiden, stayed here. And that's the other thing to kind of look at. Do you want somebody who's gonna stay on property or just be able to come, once or twice a day to do all of your chores? Definitely something to think about because there's pros and cons to both of those. And a lot of that's gonna come down to what all is required and what you are looking for as far as the responsibilities you want that person to take on. Cost would be another thing to consider. Sometimes people just will say, pay me whatever you think is fair. Others will have a set price. So you definitely want to think about that as well. The reason that's good to kind of think about before you actually just get to the point where you need it is so that you know what to expect. You know what to expect on how to budget when you're going out of town, going on vacation, and that way you can make sure that it's something that you're going to be able to afford to do.
So one of the main things you want to consider when you're looking at a farm sitter is what are their responsibilities? What will that include? For us, it's gathering eggs, feeding all the animals, moving our chickens and turkeys a couple times a day, but also, and most importantly to me, is milking my goats safely. I need to know when I'm leaving that these girls are left in very good hands and that they will be milked twice a day the correct way. If a goat is milked incorrectly, you can mess up their udder, and that obviously has long-term damage, and you will not be able to milk them in the future. You need to look at your responsibilities and the expectations. You want to convey those clearly and know that a higher responsibility should merit higher pay. So one thing we like to do with anyone that is caring for our homestead while we are gone is we like to bring them in for a morning or an afternoon and walk them through all the chores. We find out from them whether or not they prefer hand milking or electric milking with a machine. We have both options. So we allow them to do whatever they're most comfortable with. In the case of using our electric milker, we will walk them through the process of how to use our milker and how to clean it properly. We don't like to just leave a list or do it over the phone because we just feel like it's fair that if we have an expectation for someone or we want things done a certain way, that they are given the opportunity to learn that way and be trained in that way on our homestead. The other thing we like to do is make sure everything is easily accessible while we're gone for whoever is caring for our farm.
All right, so while we're filming this video, we're also filming a video that's gonna go up midweek. It's the next installment on raising turkeys. I had to change because the first turkey just like literally emptied its bowels all over me. So
That's gross.
wardrobe change. We're gonna continue to move these turkeys while we talk about how we make everything a little bit more easily accessible when we have a farm sitter coming. One of the main things that we do is we get all of their food put out and in place. So basically, any of the feed bags, we move it next to where those animals are rather than keeping it all in storage. Also, in regards to milking, we make sure we get all of the milk supplies out, including the jars that we store the milk in, so that it's just there and ready. Our goal when we go out of town is to make it as easy as possible for whoever is watching our animals. And that for me, there's really two motivating factors. One, I want to make it as pleasant as possible for the person watching our animals. And two, I just want to make it as easy as possible. So it's less things that they're having to think about, and they can put more focus and attention on just all of the things they need to do and making sure that all of the animals are safe and healthy. I feel like with these things in place, we make it easy and just set it up to be really successful for the people watching our farm for us. And it has proved successful in the past, so we will continue to do that.
So those were just some of the tips that we found helpful for going out of town homesteading. The other thing we wanted to share with you real fast,
Our big exciting news.
Is that we are actually going to be at the Farm Where You Live event, their Harvest Festival, which is super exciting. We will be teaching a goat husbandry masterclass, which is really fun. And we've also been given a discount code for 15% off of anything you want to do at the event, as far as VIP passes, extra classes, or just event
The general
tickets.
admission, yeah.
Yeah. So the discount code is Say Mojo, all caps.
Let's do highs and lows.
Highs and lows. I know mine,
All right.
so I'll go first. My high was definitely, glamping. That was awesome. But my high from that experience there were two. The first was definitely the foraging class, because I felt confirmed that we had chanterelle mushrooms on our homestead, and that's really what I was looking for. You can't guarantee that you'll find mushrooms.
Right.
But I found it really exciting that they found mushrooms that we have growing on our property, and I was able to identify those. So that is really exciting for me. The other high was that we were able to find so many places that were farm to table, and that really made it just like reignited my passion for the way we're living. So that was really exciting for me. My low is definitely that my family left today. They're heading back home to California, taking an adventurous trip back. So definitely praying for safe travels for them and that they enjoy their time on their little road trip. But I'm very sad that their time here is over for now.
Yes, they are planning on coming back. I already have a date in mind, so that'll be good.
That will be good.
My low is coming back to this humidity. I'm like,
hot.
can't stop sweating right now.
Yeah.
Being in Asheville, the weather was much cooler.
It was perfect.
And really, not really any humidity.
No.
So I kind of got spoiled. I forgot how bad it was here in South Carolina. So that's my low. Not looking forward to going into a work week. But my high would definitely be obviously the vacation, but out of that, I don't know. With you saying the foraging thing, I'm gonna say tubing, and we actually did not talk about that in the midweek that went up.
Yeah.
But tubing would definitely be, I think, outside of everything else, my high. Also, seeing the kids experience Biltmore for the first time, that was a lot of fun. But the tubing trip was just like a nice, relaxing time. It's just as a family, and just kind of forces you to slow down and just take a moment. Yes. So that was a lot of fun.
If you guys have any questions for us about farm sitting or any other recommendations we have for you for going out of town, we would love to hear that. Also, if you have something that you have done in Asheville or in that area that you would recommend to anyone that might be wanting to go there, We'd love to hear that as well. If you haven't joined our YouTube family, but you happen to find us, we invite you to do that, and that's just subscribing. We would love for you to join us on this journey. Thank you again for hanging out with us in our goat shelter turned turkey home. We hope you have a great week and be blessed.